The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost is a delightful poem that has given joy and inspiration to countless students over the years. Um, One of the first things to notice when we come to the poem is the layer upon layer of ambiguity. Ambiguity is, in simple terms, when a word can carry more than one meaning. You're not sure whether it means one thing or another. It could even mean both, and the voice in the poem could be playing with the double meaning of a word. It could mean both, and the tension of the reader not really knowing which one it is can be both a lot of fun and a brilliant piece of literature. So, as we look at the poem, two roads diverged being an old word for, diverged. Diverged is an old word for, they crossed, and one goes this way, one goes the other way. In a yellow wood. What is yellow? It doesn't say yellow because I was confused or yellow because it was a symbol of joy. It's left to the reader to bring his own interpretation. And who's to say that one reader's interpretation is right and another's is wrong? They could both bring a angle of truth, and when we hear from each other's interpretation, we could enrich the meaning of the poem. Sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. How intriguing. So there is a possibility of traveling both roads, but it would divide the spirit of the voice in the poem. It would divide his spirit, and he doesn't want that to happen, so he needs to make a choice. Looked down one as far as I could go, as far as I could, to where I looked down. Try again. And looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Again, undergrowth. Ambiguous undergrowth. Is it just undergrowth in a wood? Is it just, the undergrowth marks a blockage. But is it just a physical blockage? Or could it be a conflict of the spirit or conflict of the mind that the poetic voice can't overcome? Doesn't know how to overcome? Is he disturbed by this? The poem doesn't explicitly say he's disturbed by it. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for the passing there, had warned them really about the same. So, he looks at the two roads. They both look beautiful. He wants to take both. He has to make a choice. And intriguing, one has perhaps the better claim, because it's grassy and wanted where, because it's less traveled, because it's pristine or wild. Why does this make it a better option? And then after offering this intriguing claim that this wild road is a better choice, he downplays his he downplays this benefit of this this wild road. He says, though as for the passing there had warned them really about the same. So maybe there really wasn't a difference. It's not a dramatic difference. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no, and both, being both roads, that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. So they're similar even. One looked like it was more wild or inviting, but on second look, they look about equal. Leaves on top, no foots, no obvious signs of others passing on these roads. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I love the loop back to the very beginning of the poem, the repetition of language. The very first sentence, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and third to last sentence, 2 roads diverged in a wood. And then the closing line, the most famous of all, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Fascinating lesson in avoiding reading in our assumptions into a poem, because it says, I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And readers commonly assume, so I took the road less traveled, and that's been a benefit to my life. That's been a blessing. That's made a positive difference. And yet the poem doesn't actually say that. It just says that has made all the difference. It could be negative. It could have been a trouble. It could have been looking back with regret, saying, I wish I had taken that road where everybody else has gone, because this road less traveled has sure caused me trouble. This is why poetry is fun. It's not mathematics where there's a definite answer. It's ambiguous. It's open to interpretation. And who can say that one interpretation is wrong and one is right?
That goes with this hat.
We can all learn from each other from our interpretations if we share in a spirit of listening. I want to hear what you got out of the poem. I'm not committed to my reading. I want to see it in a new light. So let's share together.